It is match number 15 at the HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Women's Championship 2025. Mozambique and Madagascar are doing battle at the old Peter Mugaba Stadium. The group standings are that Madagascar sitting with 3 points, Namibia with 3 points, Mozambique with 0 points. All that could change after 90 minutes. What started on the 18th of February will end on the 1st of March. 13th edition of the HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Women's Championship. 11 nations, 3 group fixtures and 3 venues. And it does come to the final match that will bring an end to the group stages. The teams being led out to the park by the FIFA affiliate play, the COSAFA flag, and we will get to rise up to the national anthems of both nations. Before then, these two teams knowing and realizing how important this fixture is. Battle lines are drawn. The coach's job is done. It is all up to the 22 players on display. First up will be the national team of Angola, and the national team of Mozambique, and then followed by that of Madagascar.
Pedra, pedra, construindo um novo dia. Milhões de braços.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Madagascar.
Between the two nations, Madagascar with 3 wins and Mozambique with 2 wins. 9 goals have been scored between them, and the 2 sets of players are gearing to showcase their talent. This is the starting lineup for Mozambique. It is Neymar Nemare, Aisora Chitembo, Virginia Fernando, Aurora Ngale, Elodia Masiche, Samira Latifo, Angela Mutula, Diolinda Gove, Marlene Janeiro, and Sina Manuel Amelia Banze. This is the lineup as they take on a team that is hoping to ensure that they advance into the next round. It's a 4-3-3 formation for Mozambique, and we then introduce our officials who will be responsible for this match. Matapelo Jeanette Morake, 27-year-old, BSc Honours in Computing, a second COSAFA tournament. She's supported by Nandi Manzep, the 36-year-old, been on the FIFA panel for 5 years. This is a 10th COSAFA tournament. Then Beauty Santoga of Zambia. She's got a diploma in general agriculture, her first year on the FIFA panel, her first COSAFA tournament, but she plans to make it memorable. On the side of Madagascar, this is the lineup. Diana, it is Aina, Gino Idoxi, Njara, Titi Louisia, Christina, Jenny, Mamponia, and Adronana. That is the lineup. They come also with a 4-3-3 formation. Do keep an eye for the player of the match, Idoxi, in the previous encounter. She is absolutely marauding and has no fear. Plays with a lot of freedom on the park. Alongside me for this fixture is Michelle Shapange.
Right, very big one. This one is the last match of the group stages. Mozambique, Madagascar, both sides looking, still having hope of qualification to that semi-final. Of course, we know that Madagascar have that head-to-head advantage, and then with Malawi, they would need to make sure that they at least need to get a 4-0 win from this encounter to then top the group. But on the Namibia, who is still waiting, they had already played both of these sides. They would hope only that Mozambique defeats Madagascar by at least 1 goal to 0.
Mozambique just picking up one change. Latifo comes in place of Mulungane, and that will hopefully try and get the Mozambicans on top. Madagascar displaying an unchanged side. They are in the white uniforms, attacking the goal from the right to the left of your screen. Mozambique, on the other hand, in the red and black. Looking to bounce back from the opening defeat as Mozambique taking on Madagascar, who were flying high in their first win. This being the final group stage match, and the only win will secure, and only a win will secure a spot in the knockout stages for either team. And then we're going to have to take out calculators. We're going to have to look at the rules as one looks at the anxiety, and it is Mozambique that get us underway.
Well, Madagascar actually just kind of would need a draw even. That would be enough for them, because then they would have 4 points leading into this match. But obviously they would definitely want to get a win. Getting 6 points on top of it, getting into the group stages would be amazing.
Well, we do say Namibia is waiting in the wings. I'm not singing, but I am just sharing what is a reality of Namibia. They've played 2 games. They won 1, they lost 1, and are sitting for the moment second in this group. And for either one of these two, a draw for, in actual fact, a draw for Madagascar is sufficient.
Yes, it is indeed. I'm interested to see how they go about that one. We saw how much they frustrated that Namibian front line. They could say devastated them, per se. Took their chance in the last match. Fantastic play from them to even make history. If they win this one, they could make history and get to the semi-finals.
Well, as they say, the stage is set for an epic encounter, and neither one needs to display much fear, and Mozambique would want to stay alive in this match, but Madagascar are looking to make history and book a spot into the knockout stages. The tension is palpable. The tension is one that you could try and cut with the knife. That's how serious and how important this fixture is. Here's an opportunity for Mozambique, and a keeper who had a fantastic day at the office, in my humble opinion, was the player of the match in the previous one, the one that I selected, and not one that really mattered, but she really showed a lot of flair, determination, fight, grit, and her reading of the game was excellent in the previous encounter against Namibia.
And I'm interested to see exactly how Namibia, or rather Madagascar, today, try to play more up front, because last time out I liked how, regardless of the fact that they were obviously playing more defensive football, they still made it into the final third. That was very nice to see, and I want to see how they go about this one today.
Well, the first offside of the match, and the players who for the 2 minutes you see are going through the emotions. They are absolutely cagey, as Aina on the receiving end, also one of those players who put her hand up for player of the match, who was absolutely fantastic on the left hand side. Yes, Mozambique with Matsine is delivering a ball that goes between the two centre backs, but good recovery. Gove will pick that ball up and hopefully try and find a teammate. Pedestrian in this opening 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely. One can only wonder, being on this field right now, knowing that you could have one foot in the semi-finals. Would you rather be at the hotel, sitting somewhere waiting for that result, or do you prefer to be on the field? I don't know which one's worse, but that's the case right now for Namibia. They have to only watch on and expect the result.
Chitembo, who will take the throw in for Mozambique, operating on the right back position. That is Chitembo. She'll use her strong hands to deliver a very hopeful ball, and other ideas though from Madagascar as that ball is effectively dealt with, and it is Ngale or Aina, keeper, having to come out of the box and deflect that ball or send it right back. So Madagascar with Jenny up front.
You know, if Madagascar, I mean Mozambique, want to get a goal today, they would probably have to try those long balls in. It would be very difficult to beat that Madagascar side. Not so easy to bring down when you get to face their defense inside the box.
Christina also, who's quite fantastic up front. Yes, Christina on the ball. She's been sold a dummy, and it's Fernando who sends a long ball forward, picked up by Aina. Madagascar looking for the return ball, doesn't come through. Mozambique, who seem to be very compact defensively.
Yes, definitely probably studied a few of these teams. They had a chance. They've only played Namibia so far in the tournament. They had a couple of days to probably, I've seen them in the stands come out and observe as to how they can go about this Madagascar front line.
Ball goes out for a throw-in. Well, Aina could give them the option going forward together with Njara on the two fullbacks. So Chitembo seems to be the player that's been asked to deliver those throw-ins, and the last touch again coming off Aina, and that will give Mozambique ground. So after 5 minutes we are yet to get some indication of who settles into a rhythm, who gets a good feel, who takes control. It's probably that cagey that they'll try and minimize the mistakes. Hopefully counter-attack might be the order. Throw in. A free kick, and the referee is under pressure to respond to Mampiona.
A player to look out for, and it's on the Madagascar side.
Sylvia. Yes.
Mampionona was really great against Namibia.
Keeper. Take her time. Ball is deflected for a throw-in. One would look rather cautiously at the approach, with Christina just playing on top of that triangle. Titi supporting Jenny. And maybe Njara will push up into the middle just to give them the numbers and looking for that numerical advantage in that midfield. Whoever takes control of that midfield. Here's the chase, the pace as well. And the ball goes out. So Madagascar with the throw in, and it's Aina. It takes it very quick. Another throw in for Madagascar. This is Group C clash. And in Group C, Mozambique, Madagascar and Namibia. Two teams with the same number of points. And very, very cagey stuff. Madagascar played their first game and won the first game as the keeper there, who is very careful not to give too much. Ball over the top and a good connection. The keeper going down to the left very easily. Has Madagascar yet again a cell of a dummy, and the captain Idoxi looking to release Mamponia on the right. She runs into trouble. This time Mozambique will get the free kick, and Ngale, who was pretty much also solid in their previous match, showed some good form. That ball just coming off the woodwork. Apologies for that, as the camera was still showing the action on the corner. And we had Madagascar looking to take that strike.
Well, I have to say that Mozambique have to be careful of those, because they'll probably be seeing them coming, as many as possible, being caught off guard at the back.
Well, here's the earlier attempt. Keeper was stranded, and she would have not really done much, but it was really a beautiful strike.
Absolutely. The precision on that. Certainly, like you mentioned, the goalkeeper, who has been really busy this couple of, I'll say, last 2 minutes, might have not seen it coming even.
Just one player. Here's a mistake being made. Here's Mozambique looking to let drip. And it is Mutula, the player that had the opportunity to make a good connection, but was closed down very quickly. Here's Madagascar with an opportunity, is trying to step over. Christina switching to the left-hand side in an onside position. Good take, good first touch. What she does need to do is navigate away past Ngale on the edge of the box. Here's Madagascar, and eventually that ball just goes out. In actual fact, good persistent play. That ball was kept in by Njara, the captain, coming from deep and making sure that kept that momentum going for Madagascar. So 10 minutes in the bag, 0-0.
I think an equal half so far. In the first 5 minutes of the game, it was Mozambique who were looking to press up front. And now, in the last 5, we've seen Madagascar sort of build momentum, keeping that tempo up to push forward as well.
Picked up in the middle, Massini. Here's Mozambique. Masihi. Oh, beautiful take on the chest. Gove sends that ball out to Latifo. Another opportunity that the Woodwork comes to the rescue. If this is what the game is going to be like, it's going to be a long afternoon, Michelle.
It is. Frustrating one for the teams too. If you constantly keep going into goal and the Woodwork keeps failing you, that can be frustrating.
Can be. Here's Madagascar coming from deep. Jenny. Ball delivered into the box. But solid and standing firm is Banze and Fernando.
Christina in that middle of the park. She's fantastic with that goal against Namibia. The number 7 for Madagascar. You already saw how she was involved in that build-up.
Well, she is. She's got some lovely height as well, been part of the under-17, been part of the under-20. And good to see her being looked after as we have a look at that ball. Just goes, and the keeper would have had no chance. She's not the tallest. And that's the other one from Madagascar. What do we call it? Maybe ping pong? Well, 3 fouls in total. And Madagascar, with almost 40 yards, decide to play it short and breaking that wall. Here's an opportunity for Madagascar to take a shot. And that is not to trouble the goalkeeper, Namire.
Look at that, once more Christina involved. Not too bad of a strike.
Well, that looks like one that they've really practiced and were trying to execute on the field of play. You had an opportunity to watch them.
Yes, I was quite impressed with the way they came out. You could almost say proved everybody wrong. You're always seen as the underdog, but they were just amazing against Namibia.
Ball goes out, and it's again the request of Chidembo. Applying the basics. Each one has got company. Closing down and not allowing the player to turn. That ball goes comfortably to the goalkeeper, Diana. Well, she carries the hope of Madagascar. Intercepted in the middle of the park, out to the left-hand side. Jenny occupying some good space. Here's Mozambique looking to spread the ball out to the left or in between the defenders. Here's an opportunity, and here is Mozambique. Keeper makes a brilliant save. Latifo asking the questions, but the offside flag was also up.
Yeah, but also poor finishing from her either way. She had, or maybe she was also in that moment thinking, am I offside, am I onside? Trying to be decisive in that last moment. But by that time, the offside flag had eventually gone up.
So it's a free kick to Madagascar. Idoxi looking to go out to the right. Sylvia, she has the support. She'll trying to drive it forward, and her cross is intercepted. And Sylvia eventually gets a foot in, but Ngale, who's very calm in the execution of her duties in defense, looking to knock it about. Here's Machine, and down she goes. It's a free kick for Mozambique.
You know, Madagascar, unlike Mozambique, you could say, know how to beat that offside trap very, very well. That's why you don't see many offsides to Madagascar.
Their positioning and the way they hold their line, they've been well drilled. You can actually see that at times they are holding back. Talking about holding back, shepherding that ball all the way for a goal kick. And Diana will appreciate the effort. Matula Latifo, who is a player that is getting her debut in the tournament, getting her run. Sina Manuel up front at Janeiro. Those are the regular attackers for Mozambique. It's a throw-in. Massini. Gove does well. Wins that ball back, and goalkeeper Diana so whips it forward, looking for that pace. And, it's going to be that fight for sure with Aisura. Playing a football for Associano Black Bulls, Aisura Chitembo. Is Madagascar just losing out is Amy Christina, plays for FC United.
Mozambique unable to really keep those crosses and passes to one another. They can't count not more than 5. They can keep up with that. Maybe if they try to work on that particular aspect, we'll get more balls up front.
Well, both teams at the moment are really going through the motions, not able to make 4 or 5 passes together, and that is what gives you the confidence in keeping possession, is what also helps you to execute the plan. Here's an opportunity for Madagascar, but that ball is intercepted by Gove. So the recovery ratio and the loss ratio of the ball, picking up that second ball, it's really going to be a long afternoon. Here's an opportunity for Sylvia, and that ball goes out for a corner.
So far, I would say it's an even game. You can tell both of these sides are still, they can feel the fate.
Yeah,
it
is always going to be a big ask. It's always going to be a big ask. The last game of the group stages, and when it's so tight, this has more favor to Madagascar because all they need is a draw. It can be a goalless draw. They could score, but I think for them, they don't need to overexert themselves. For Mozambique, they lost against Namibia. They'll want to win, and the question would be by how many goals, as the keeper collects that comfortably. If they want to win by plenty goals, it then also gives a chance to Namibia in terms of survival. So it is about survival in Group C.
Absolutely, definitely the group of death. Now that I look at it, when the tournament started, you could have said that probably Group A, or Group B, that looked more, competitive and things of that nature. But Group C really surprised everybody.
Oh, looking at Mozambique in 2020, they didn't enter the tournament. 21 and 22, they were eliminated in the group stages. But we saw the surge of Mozambique in 2023 with some fantastic results, finishing a 3rd, and 2024 they were semi-finalists. So there was a lot expected from the side. Diana, she's one of those players that was part of the team in 2024. She knows what it's all about, and I think she's really been quite a find. That is a goalkeeper, Diana. She plays for Olympic di Maroni. Good step over. Delivery into the box. Do they have the numbers? Bounce of the ball is one enough, and the strike, and keeper does collect that. It is the strike that comes through from Rasamison. Rasamison, who's operating in the attack for Madagascar. Look at that. Sells a dummy, does well, creates space for herself, pushes it once, pushes it twice, and that should have been better executed.
Also the defense of Mozambique there. You can already read those open spaces they are leaving out. It could cost them eventually.
Keeper, who had to scamper to her left-hand side. And Emma will just let that ball out. She was quickest to respond and come to the aid of the goalkeeper, who had gone down. This was a pretty low ball, driven with pace, and the bounce of the ball was one that could have went either way, but a good strong hand deflects that ball, and it is Madagascar who are looking to take the advantage and maybe use the counter attack. But you're looking at Rasamison, who just easily pushed Amelia Banze in that moment, and that is why there is a free kick. Amelia Banze, who plays a football for União Desportiva de Lichinga.
I've been so impressed by Diana. The couple.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that save that she just a few moments ago. The way she's able to stretch her body and read the ball it's truly fantastic. I probably agree with you that she deserved that player of the match last time out.
Yep.
She's really great.
Here's an opportunity for Mozambique with Amy, Christina. It's, my apologies, it's Elodie. That ball just not to trouble the keeper. But the good thing is, and the encouraging thing is, she does have the distance. And Elodie Antonio Massinye, and that was the reason why we had Amelia Banze go down, and the resultant free kick.
I must say that was a bit deceiving. If you look at it from your screen, it might have looked like there was no push.
And that one, just watching it right up to the end, goalkeeper gets a strong hand. You can actually see when she goes down that all she needed to do, or what she did do, was deflect that ball for a corner. Aina Michelle. Taken nicely off the chest. 3 players around. Here's an opportunity for Madagascar. Simply appreciating the fact that goalkeeper Neema Namire playing like a keeper sweeper, just deflecting the balls, making herself available to a defense when needed. She realizes that Madagascar has got some fast pace attacking forwards.
Especially Mamponiana.
Here's Mozambique. Gove trying to help it forward, looking for the spaces, and picked up in the middle by Latifo. Latifo looking for the return ball, goes into the middle, and Matsie, who's really a pull of strength in that midfield for Mozambique. And Madagascar wins it back. Gove, very intentional. Out hogging the line is Sylvia Mampiona. Down she goes, and the momentum of that tackle in the middle of the park, and asking for protection. I think the foot went up. Eventually, scissors. Ngale just being a little naughty, and not too impressed as Sylvia. The referee rightfully sends the players for a water break just to cool down.
I think the game so far, like I mentioned earlier on, kind of really even, you could say. I can't really tell you, Gloria, who's going to win the game. Honestly, if you ask me to say, who do you think might have the upper hand, because it's that even. You know, they take chances and going to the pub. And currently, or as of recent, Madagascar have looked more threatening when they get up front. They're very decisive. They're very accurate, especially with the likes of Mampiona, particularly. She's a force to reckon with her pace as well. The reading of the game, probably the biggest threat for goalkeeper Rampira.
Well, here's Madagascar. They're just pickpocketing the play and delivering that ball. And saved by the crossbar as that ball just trickled over. And the other end, it was a similar fate, and this time Mutula denied. Madagascar, with the energy that Jenny possesses, good delivery in the box, and that was a bit of a tame shot. Keeper was watching that right up until the end, and here's the other moment that Diana getting a good hand to it to deflect that ball away from where it was intended to go by the attack, and eventually you're looking at Aina, who made sure that she hacked it furthest away. Oh, the cooling break is the indication is that we have about 30 degrees. Can you imagine for the players on the field, once you run, you do attract more heat. So I'm sure it feels as if it's 32, 34. So please just be considerate in terms of the pedestrian play that we are seeing.
Yeah, just remember when I came here, I said I did a little walk and I was complaining about how hot it got. Imagine running.
Yeah.
It must be quite hot indeed.
And hence that water, that cooling break. Picked up by Jenny. Aina on the ball for Madagascar. Plays it with Chino. Picked up by Madagascar again. Elodie calling for it, but it is Titi who looks to go forward. Madagascar, I think, have come to play for a draw.
That's all they need, honestly. Obviously, a win would really be more secure, but when you know that the draw is all you win, that's exactly how you'd probably try to bring it forward, and that's exactly what we're seeing from Madagascar here.
We're almost 30 minutes and still no clear-cut chances except the woodwork or the crossbar on both occasions. Each team coming pretty close. Angela Mutula, who was the player that was very unlucky. Angela Mutula. Played short to return ball, hospital pass. Good cover play. Coach asking of Shinjo to maybe be a little bit more explosive, carry that ball as far as possible, take it into the opposition half. Throw in. Gove. Gove certainly is the heartbeat of Mozambique. She's all over the park, is Gove.
Her, I would say, as well as I've really been liking or enjoying.
Here's a chance for Mozambique. Player brought down. Do we get the penalty? Indeed. It's inside the box. A bit of pulling that has taken place, and one would look at Idoxi, the experienced player in the side, at pulled down the player. I had no doubt the minute she pulled that player down. So Madagascar there with an opportunity to defend, or the goalkeeper Diana, an opportunity to defend that penalty. This is the first penalty of the tournament thus far, if I'm not mistaken, Michelle.
Yes, coming into the last game. You look back at that as to what, yes, clear penalty there.
She pulled her on the neck, and you cannot, that's criminal
inside
defending. Inside the box.
Yeah.
Any light touch, and you cannot be remonstrating to the referee when it is pretty clear. Even though I don't have my refereeing badges, I would have called it. But here is Diana, and she's up against the experienced Banze. So Banze, Amelia Fabiano Banze, up against Diana. Banze! Beautiful penalty. Diana didn't move, and that gives Mozambique a 1-0 advantage. Amelia Banze.
Nice, took it really well. You have to look at that just moment to see how the penalty really built up. I have to say the power on that strike as well. Diana Like you said, Gloria just stood still, didn't even try. It almost felt like time froze when she took that corner kick. But I'm sure she does feel some frustration, Diana. But the game must go on.
32 minutes. And it is Mozambique. And if we had to have a look at the group standings, it will show you that all three teams in Group C, as it stands, have got 3 points.
Yes, absolutely. And currently, as it stands on the goal difference aspect, Mozambique now have a -1. Madagascar now have 0 goals. And Namibia with the 1.
Sylvia, it's been pretty quiet. It's been too far out. I think needs to maybe come closer into the middle and pose a stature in this match. We're not really seeing much of it. Here's Mozambique, some defending, and eventually Trisho and Idoxi just get that ball out.
At the beginning of the game, I did say that it would be difficult for Mozambique to really get a straight-on goal because of how the Madagascar defense tends to just block you out. So those set pieces, like now.
Here's an opportunity. That's the second goal. Is there an offside? Perhaps. Yes, the flag goes up, and it is Nandipa. That flag goes up immediately, and rightfully so.
She was offside.
She was, but took it very nicely, and she knew immediately that it was to be disallowed.
Mozambique will probably now try to build up from that goal. It does boost your tempo. Oftentimes when you go 1-0 up, and their response so far looks like they are going to build on that.
So in Group A, it was South Africa that qualified. Group B, we also had Zimbabwe qualifying.
Yes, the best runner-up in the tournament. Yeah. And also a fun fact, they're the only team that have not conceded a goal so far in the tournament.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Still open in Group C. The jury is still out in Group C.
Yes.
Ball delivered inside the box. And here's an opportunity for Madagascar to make it. And they don't make it count. Could have played it, I think. That was maybe a little bit of a selfish play, or denied, or by the number of red shirts that were in the box that just caused a little bit of concern. The initial miss by the Christina there, which should have really counted. That was the moment that had she wrapped her foot around it, would have given Madagascar the goal they need.
Well, to be fair, Christina was still flat on the ground, so she wouldn't be able to really pick that up. The only other person she could have passed that to was probably the Jenny, who was lurking onto the left-hand side, or to the right-hand side rather.
Here's Jenny. Good defending by Mozambique. Stopping Madagascar in their tracks. Dangerous of Jenny to whip that ball in. Would have found 2 or 3 white jerseys to aim for. But that allows the defense of Mozambique to organize themselves. Ball whipped in, header away. As Sina Manuel, who's come from deep to help out.
Now this is what you call a last game of a group stage. The tense energy.
It affects the body, it affects the mind, and to ask his players to dig deep. The coaches have had to work very, very hard as Ngale takes a throw in, throws it down the middle, And the flag is up for an offside. Maybe you're looking at Sina Manuel as well as Janeiro. If they could just hold the run a little bit more. They do have the pace and they do have the beating of Idoxi and Gino. Sinjo. Jenny. Mozambique. Aina. Intercepted in the middle of the park by Mozambique, looking for the return ball. That is Latifo. Latifo sends it forward. And, that ball was one that coach will tell you, hold it, keep possession, knock it about, get control, get into rhythm. None of which is happening for the moment. It's a bit of a seesaw battle. Gove looking to change that. She too struggling. As Titi. Titi was looking for Sylvia. Yes, Gove. Looking to get in between the two defenders. All out to the left-hand side in search of Mutula.
Mozambique, you can tell, have certainly picked up that rhythm. They have read that Madagascar midfield. They're able to get through them now, as opposed to when it started off. You could tell they were struggling to even keep those passes up.
Well, it was Zambia who had to dig deep yesterday against Eswatini, coming from a goal down, eventually winning that one by 2-1.
Surely a yellow card here, probably.
Oh, yeah, it is deserving of a yellow card. And she's been having a good game, Shidembo.
So look back at this. Oh, surely that was a nasty.
Yeah. So Eswatini, who went down in at the Seshego Stadium yesterday, was pretty much a close call in the host South Africa. Played to a 1-1 draw in a match against a very determined Lesotho outfit. So having to dig deep, both countries forced. They are the two nations that are respected by many. But Zimbabwe, on the other hand, through the experienced Rutendo Mokori scoring in that final 20 minutes, that's the penalty decision, and that's the reason. But a very nicely taken penalty, and eventually is taking the lead Mozambique. And maybe lessons to be learned from some of these players, just to show how penalties are to be taken. We had a recent penalty shootout, Orlando Pirates against Castrate Stars, and that is one that Pirates will want to forget very quickly and get on with the job. So we can take Banze and ask her to
teach them a little bit.
Absolutely.
I wonder if we'll have a penalty shootout somewhere in this tournament later in the knockouts. I'm sure we'll might get a few of those, seeing how competitive the tournament has been. And those are never so easy for the players, quite nerve-wracking. We know in the semis you go straight to the penalties, no extra time, and then in the final that's the only game where we have extra time and then penalties if it's needed.
Yeah, I think it's a fair way to conclude the tournament, which will happen on the 1st of March. Player still flat on the ground. Looks a bit concerning here, Michelle, from where we're sitting.
Yeah, she looks like she might need to be walked off, I mean carried off the field, really. Not seen really much of those dangerous injuries per se where a player might have been needed to be rushed out of the stadium. I think we had like 2 or 3 where players needed forced substitutions, but we might see one here already if she does not get up.
Well, the stretcher is being summoned onto the field. The medical team not happy with her not responding. And this is how she got injured. Oh, she got a bit of an elbow to the neck.
Oof, that's a bad one.
This could be quite serious.
That's a really bad one.
Struggling to breathe eventually.
Because initially it looked like the boot went onto her shoulder.
Yeah.
So you might have thought it's not really going to hinder.
And it is Jenny. Well, you know, Michelle, there's something that's always got me baffled. Some players are flat on the ground, they look in a serious condition, and the expectation is that you bring on the stretcher for to help them off the field. All of a sudden,
they're up.
They're up.
I think maybe it's like a fear thing to say that, no, I'm not going off.
No, but I think you need to comply when the referee, once the referee's indicated that the stretcher need be brought on, just go for a ride and enjoy the moment. And it could save you. As we have a look at another opportunity here for Mozambique. Can they make it 2? Denied by Diana. You have to be at your best to beat Diana. And that was a one-on-one for Mozambique in the form of Mutula. Have a look at this opportunity. Mutula, instead of just scooping the goalkeeper, getting it over the top, she hit it straight down. Now Diana on the ground is pretty solid.
But also the technique would have been way better, like you say.
Lob the ball
straight into the goalkeeper. But also you have to give credit to Diana.
Oh yeah. One thing she does do is narrow the angle. She does make herself big and is also quite a presence. And that is why strikers find it difficult to get past her. Chidembo. Another opportunity, and goalkeeper point blank save.
My word.
Diana.
Mozambique are really looking threatening now in the final third.
Diana taking one for the team in that moment. They did well to break that offside trap and deliver the ball between the two centre backs, and eventually a save from Diana to deny, as Sina Manuel had been given the opportunity to give Mozambique the lead. The experience is Sina Manuel. She's been around. This is the delightful effort. A gamekeeper. Doesn't matter how she defends that ball, but she does exactly that and whips it away.
Kudos to Chidembo, really, also for getting that across into have picked her up so well. I think beat the offside trap, like you said as well. She obviously is playing in a much more defensive position, but I like how she's able to get up front and help out the likes of Manuel and Mutula.
So 5 minutes for Manuel. So January is the player that will come off. And bringing on a fresh pair of legs. So some defending. Madagascar. That is a fresher pair of legs in the middle of the park. January. Header. That is dealt with, and here is Franca Alisa, who gets a first touch. But Gove delivers another delightful ball, looking for Sina Manuel. Sylvia. Sylvia seems to be going through the motions today. Being closed down And here is Jenny, player that was for the moment flat on the ground, eventually releasing Aina. But Mozambique are pretty tight in that defense. Another strong challenge. And this time it is Latifo who goes in, and the referee saying, no, just have a look. Be careful of that foot up.
Yeah, those are always unnecessary. You know, an injury to the face is probably the most attended to and most dangerous injuries in football. Risky.
So a little too far out though for Madagascar. And that goes route one to the goalkeeper, who plucks it easily from the air. Sends it up front, looking to find Mutula. Two players giving chase, trying to press and force the error comfortably, just touching that ball and getting it out of play to allow our defenders the time to get back and maybe help. So that is the goal scorer, the penalty taker rather.
She's everywhere, huh?
And she's got to use that experience. There's a lot of players that are depending on her. As waltzing Matilda, stepping over Jenny. Aina.
The physicality now aspect of Mozambique is also becoming evident in the game so far. You can tell they use their bodies, their advantage, the physical advantage.
Well, Madagascar are much more tinier. The islanders. Delight looking for Sylvia. Gove beats it to the ball. He has an opportunity for Massini, who is to deflect that, and a free kick is given to Mozambique. Christina, who maybe was waiting for that ball to bounce, and eventually dispossessed. Fernando come all the way from a centre-back role just to ensure that Christina doesn't wrap her foot around that ball. We've played 4 minutes. We are in the last 5 seconds of the additional 5 minutes. Sylvia given the opportunity to take the set piece. Some pushing and shoving in the box. Pushing and shoving in the box. Eventually the referee just stamping that out, and Sylvia is to take that ball, and again made to look very easy by the goalkeeper there, Namire.
She's saved a couple of those so far.
We could have a display of the goalkeepers, because Namire is also very solid, and on her day can be quite problematic, denies almost every opportunity. And Gove goes down rolling almost on the halfway line, but she's been asked to get up on her feet. Bit of a challenge from the side, which is not allowed. So we are in the 6th minute of extra time in this half. Mozambique and Madagascar. It is Mozambique that have the goal that matters. And referee, that is Matapelo Janeta Murake, blows a whistle for the half-time break. So Mozambique, who have the belief, and they will come back in the second half a little bit more menacing, maybe playing with more purpose. They do realize that they have a chance to advance to the semi-finals. Let's confirm the scoreline from the El Peter Makaba Stadium. It is Mozambique 1, Madagascar 0. 6 goal attempts, and 4 of those on target. 4 offsides and enjoying most of the possession, supported by that 52% that is indicated. To join us for the next 45.
Both teams to score.
Assim cheguei!
Be in the game.
Welcome back to the second half, and we will introduce a change for Madagascar. Christina, who has been substituted, and her place is taken by Marie Priska. So if you are just joining us, we'll confirm that the scoreline reads Mozambique 1, Madagascar 0 in this final match of Group C. And we are still looking for the outright winner of Group C. Madagascar in white will get us underway in the second half of this match. 45 minutes to go. Mozambique are looking to really inflict a very, very quick response or take advantage of a Madagascar team that's going through the motions, that just basically needs a draw. Well, for the second half, alongside me is Rhoda Mlaudzi, as that shot comes in from the left-hand side, and it's Sylvia who's asking the questions of goalkeeper Namira, and Namira just making sure that angle was nicely closed and protected. It was delivered with pace and purpose. So some defending for Mozambique. Sylvia plays it short with Franca. Ball goes over the line for another throw-in. Well, Mantia has been quite busy in the middle of the park for Mozambique. Here's Madagascar. Sure, they did have a bit of a talking to, and it is Sylvia yet again. Ball delivered. This time it goes over the bar. So a good start for Madagascar. Rhoda, in the first half, they looked a bit shell-shocked. They looked like a team that was playing for a draw, and the goal there just waking them up. And we can see here in the second half the coach must have had so much to say, because they do have the belief keeper gets a touch.
Yeah, first half Madagascar came with the mind of protecting an advantage and sitting deeper and inviting pressure. And Mozambique, they kept on asking questions, and eventually they pulled one with a penalty, which I believe it's the first penalty of the tournament. So yeah, let's hope what they'll do second half.
Well, here's the introduction of Marie Priska, one of the two players that have been brought on by the coach. Priska. And Mozambique will look to find Gove, and finds Gove. Ball over the top, looking for Sina Manuel. It's Aina. Ball in the air, and that will allow Madagascar to push Mozambique on the back foot as they look for the throw-in.
Yeah, I think for them to pull one back, they need to push defensive line 5 to 10 meters higher, compress the midfielder space, and also they must also try to reduce wave attacks.
Well, here's Gove, who plays with so much of space in that midfield. Rhoda, she's really been the player that conjures up and connects defense and attack, and when given the amount of room and space, she does have the ability to punish players. That is Gove, jersey number 10 for Mozambique, on the ball right now. Quite nimble, and her passes are quite delightful. If she is the player that Madagascar can close out, it will really frustrate a Mozambican outfit.
Yes, she's been dominating the middle of the park. She's just been trying to make vertical passes to their wingers to get the crosses in the box. And also my worry with the Madagascar team, when they move forward, they are less, especially in the box. You find one player, there's no enough support. Let's hope with this second half they'll change their tactical approach.
So they do need to improve in terms of their support play. Aina, ball is still in the air and a player goes down. A referee, Matapelo Murake. She's Matapelo Murake. So the player just loses a footing in that challenge. Madagascar wins that ball in the middle. Here is an opportunity for Priska, and she needs to whip that ball in, but coming from the blind side is Sylvia, and here's an opportunity for Madagascar. That was close. Priska maybe should have hit it hard and low, but goalkeeper would have had that covered. Let's have a look at this. Ball delightfully played into the path of Sylvia, and Sylvia cutting in and trying to whip that ball in the roof of the net, and surviving that scare. When we look at Mozambique on the other end, it was Janeiro who herself was trying to navigate her way through to the goal mouth. So 50 minutes on the clock. Mozambique and Madagascar still have a lot of work to do. We can have a look at the group, which is a Group C. And that is the standings. All three teams are sitting with 3 points. Namibia with a +1 goal average, and that's a mistake. Keeper deflected and saved off the line. Fantastic work done by Madagascar. Keeper made a save initially, and the bounce of the ball was a telling one. You gotta give credit to the goalkeeper. Eventually the deflection, look at that. That is a switched on player, playing according to the whistle.
Yeah, for me the goalkeeper, she's been outstanding. She has saved the team several times. And for Madagascar, it's just a simple message to them: step higher, keep the ball, stop the crosses, win second ball, and do not invite pressure, because now they look under pressure themselves. They just need a draw, then they're through.
True, they do. But this is the earlier attempt, and you can see that the pressure that was being mounted there from Mozambique with Mutula, and credit be given to Idoxi, who got that ball away in support of the goalkeeper. And here's the bounce of the ball for Ross Ramison. Composure is needed from Madagascar. They're getting into the right position. It's so close. So 3 points apiece, and as it stands, it will be Namibia that goes through. So they are rooting for the result to stay as it is, Rhoda.
They're playing a meaning game. They're just meaning now. No cause at all, second half.
Yes, Madagascar with another attempt. Good turn. Another opportunity for box. Yes, Sylvia lays it back, and another attempt that went to begging. So the defense there in the form of Fernando and Banze deflecting that ball possession 50-50 straight down the line. Ball in the box. Keeper, lack of communication, but helped on by Gove. Chases on for Mutula to keep it in play, and she does get it, but eventually it goes out for a throw-in. That was the cross. Keeper and goalkeeper not communicating, but Gove just helping it further away. Sylvia surrounded by 4 or 5 players, and you got to look at Fernando and say it was an important position that she had occupied.
Yes, it was. The good thing I like about this Mozambican team, they play as a team, they defend as a team, they attack as a team. Whereas on the other side, they're just playing piece. It's
not fluid.
It's not. Because even now when they bring in crosses, there's no one in the box. It's only one striker in the box. and it's the team that is looking to score. But the way how they're playing now,
they've also resorted to long balls, but they can play. I mean, we've seen that is Sylvia as well as Ramison connect. So we look at the goalkeeper there and the defender, that is Fernando. You need to, as a goalkeeper, command your area, even if it means you're taking off the head. That ball just trickles into the hands of goalkeeper Namire. But again, we'll look at the history of Mozambique. They finished third in 2023. They finished in the semi-final in 2024. They were hoping to get, or they are hoping to get into the knockout stages. Ranked at number 172 by FIFA and 37 by CAF. Needing to play a lot more competitions. So we confirm that 1-0 in favor of Mozambique, the first penalty of this tournament. It started on the 18th. It is match number 15 of the group stages. Sylvia does well, rides a challenge, takes that ball forward and looking for someone to support her, plays a short pass looking for the return ball. And as she was about to let rip, the ball just moved out of the way. So Madagascar there, living rather cautiously. They need to throw everything at Mozambique.
my point exactly. Like you can equalize without losing a structure, because now it seems like Madagascar, they are losing a structure. They just need to compress the field, support attacking phases, and they need to circulate the ball quicker, use combination play, control second balls, because every time when there's a cross, they are not there for second balls.
Well, Chitembo is the player that is being sacrificed, and bringing in number 13, that's Sheila Alfonso. So Sheila will come in and slot in that defense, pretty much a like for like. Alfonso. Here's an opportunity for Madagascar to look at imposing themselves. As Silvio's seen a lot of the ball, and eventually it goes out. Another corner for Madagascar. She gives the signal. She was very much hiding in the first half, but we're seeing a lot of Sylvia here in the second half. 6 corners, 3 apiece. We saw 50% ball possession each. Ball in the box, header. Followed up and followed through. That ball just goes and trickles over the athletic track. So delivered inside the box, but it is the penalty taker, that's Banze, who gets the header, leaps highest in that box and eventually gets it away. Goalkeeper for now, instead of maybe playing it short as well, she's taking those long balls, and it comes right back. So maybe a bit of a build-up will help them try something different and, you know, get those combinations from the back slowly into the midfield and then out into attack. But the long balls are certainly not working for Mozambique. Corner. They've got the numbers. 6 white jerseys in the box. That ball is high in the air. Header away on the edge. It's Gove. Oh, help it on. Fernando scampering away as Mutula. Ball just touched by Idoxi. Her experience is really second to none in that defense. Gino, Sinjo and Idoxi. Pull out to the right. There's Mozambique. It will be painful to get to the second one for Namibia as well as Madagascar. So there is some defending to do now. It is the turn of Mozambique as we have a look at that ball coming from the right hand side. Sal's a dummy and just ricocheting off Sinjo. First pole, last pole. Nobody needs to be relaxed. Each one needs a job. Keeper goes out. Ball being helped on. Here's Madagascar. Good piece of play. Eventually Madagascar on the ball, looking for the run from Sylvia. Calm is Fernando. Two players are on the ground, and both from Mozambique. It looks like Mutula, who is the player that won the penalty for Mozambique, and also you are picking up Alfonso Samira Latifo, which is the one player that was brought on in the initial 11. Oh, she kicked the ground, and that can be painful. Your toe, your ankle, everything just becomes painful. The knee becomes hot. You actually don't know where is the pain coming from. But be that as it may, I have to share, Rhoda is actually feeling that pain. She says, I know all about it. You hold your head, you hold your shin, you don't know what to do with yourself. And here we get to see that attempt by the goalkeeper, two hands to it to deny the attack from Mutula, and eventually that ball is helped forward. So player on the stretcher. So this is really the menacing run there from Sylvia. She's been fantastic this afternoon. In the second half, rather, had a couple of chances to maybe give Madagascar the lead. Very narrow angle, denied by the goalkeeper. She too is quite exciting. And when you look at Sylvia Momonji, she's been an under 17 regular, an under 20 regular. So for the moment, Mozambique are down to 10 players, as one looks for a moment, and Mutula, who's on the stretcher, not responding as the medical team would want her. But she's been helped up now to her feet. Mutula. Game goes on. And I'm sure for Mozambique they'll want to prepare a sub very quickly. Their structure has been solid defensively, Mozambique.
Yes, they've been solid, and what they need to do now is just to protect the lead and exploit the spaces. I know they're also in a rush to get the second goal, because also they are not safe as it stands. They need
as it stands, Rhoda, it's Namibia that goes
yes, that's what I'm saying. They're also rushing everything because they need that second goal.
They do.
So yeah, they need to try and maintain.
Would you say it is better to qualify early and then leave it to the last game where you go through the emotions, like South Africa yesterday? They were the first team to qualify, right? And then playing against Lesotho, they put in a young team that needed a little bit more guidance, and Lesotho took advantage of that, got the goal, and it had to take Torisho coming in from the left-hand side to get that equalizer. Many people thought it was going to be a baptism of fire, because you'll remember for Lesotho they got the 8-1 hiding from Malawi, but it wasn't to be. They were pretty tight, they were more organized, and South Africa played a draw with Lesotho. Disappointment was written all over the faces of the players, but here we are, that nobody is actually certain here. So everyone is on the edge of their seat, and everybody's got that belief and the hope that they can go through, and that is Group C as it stands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gloria. For Mozambique, for now, just try by your level best to protect the lead. Because there's always drama towards the end of the game. You can still get 2 goals in the 90 minutes.
You can.
So now, for Madagascar on the other side, now they look frustrated. You can also see their structure also. They need that 1 goal. And Mozambique is saying, no.
If they can go back to the game that they played against Namibia, that 1-0 when they were very, very structured, they were surprising. They got to many of us concerned, and we said, oh, we can see the progress that has been made by the respective coaches. But today is a different Madagascar that lines up. And yet it's the same personnel. They came into this match with no changes.
Maybe it's the pitch. I don't know. Because today we are watching a different Madagascar.
Mozambique player goes down inside the box with 65 minutes on the clock. 1-0 in favor of Mozambique. Throw in. We'll play back for Mozambique, and they'll get a second bite at the cherry. They'll do it again. Alfonso. Latifo. Madagascar looking to impose themselves. Well, we've seen 2 changes for Madagascar. Priska as well as Alice Franca. There's a delightful ball out to the right. Needs a good delivery. On the edge of the box is Gove. A little bit of a sellout of a pass behind the player. Captain, who today is going through the emotions, maybe just needs to push up the defense as well.
They're staying too deep.
Well, when you're staying too deep, you're inviting trouble.
Yeah, you're inviting pressure from Mozambique. And now they're confident, Mozambican team.
They normally say a bird that sits too long on the tree is calling for a stone. So, here's Madagascar with Ramison gives way, and Nivorinaina is the player that comes in, jersey number 9. Here's Mozambique. They've got the numbers. Can they put a ball through? And they do get it through, but the keeper there got down quick enough. She's really been an impressive goalkeeper. Diana gets her hands to it. Snapshot. And recovers very quickly. She holds that like it's gold.
Yeah, she knows what it means. Because anything is possible. They might get that 1 goal, but also today she's working overtime. Madagascar's defense today is sleeping.
So she definitely making the difference. Here's Mozambique. They've got 4 players in the box. It hangs in the air. 2 players, yes, Sina Manuel! The experienced player of Sina Manuel. She gets onto the score sheet. Sina was lurking. Sina is one of those players you cannot give space or time. So Sina Manuel gets the 2nd goal. And that could be game, set, and match. It could be game, set, and match. This would be a win for Mozambique. So 2 goals in this match. Pouncing on a loose ball. And keeper who had moved off the line. Idoxi was beaten in that moment. So Mozambique are now turning the tables.
You know, Gloria, we spoke about it, that Madagascar defense is sleeping. Just 2 seconds later, they got caught again. It's a goal.
Well, we could be seeing the third one as well. Does the table change? We've also got to look at the head-to-head between Mozambique and Namibia. So 70 minutes on the clock. There's no one making themselves available. Throw in. Last touch. Coming off a Madagascar player. So it's a corner for Mozambique. So Mutula and Sena Manuel registering their names. Group C still wide open. I'll let that to take 2023. When you look at the last 5, this keeper gets that ball away. Madagascar. Sylvia's just the only player that's left out in that outlet. Another high ball. Keeper follows that, and it is a goal kick. I was mentioning the progress of Madagascar. They didn't enter in 2020. They didn't enter in 2021 and 2022. 2023 saw them eliminated in the group stages, and the same in 2024. And it will really be history for them if they could go into the knockout stages. But it doesn't look likely. At the moment, Madagascar, who will probably be at the bottom of that group, 12. So it looks like Mozambique are closing shop. Sylvia gives way, and Al Melinda, de Consensiao, Beatrice Mulongane. So Beatrice will come on for Aguila Mutula. So Mozambique has got the personnel. Fresh legs. They got to navigate carefully. You're looking at this time, and the keeper and the coach would be bringing in maybe defense-minded players. They've got 2 goals to the good, and if they get the third one, that would be really an opportunity to. Here's the pace that Madagascar have on the right-hand side. There's definitely an urgency about them. Sylvia, who will be looking to take on players, cutting in and taking that strike, falls as far as Nori, and comfortably into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Yes, Gloria, bringing fresh legs. She locked the midfielder. You keep the ball.
Yeah.
You still maintain the position also. So with Madagascar again, I will say this again. Defending too deep, you bring too much pressure. Ball keeps coming back. no defense recovery time, and also opponents dominate the territory. As we can see, Mozambique is dominating all the territory from defense to attack.
They've been given a lot of room, Rhoda, to exercise and play with comfort. They're not under pressure at any moment. And Madagascar there is becoming, as we have a look at the first goal, that was the penalty on Sina Manuel, and eventually that packed away by Banze with the instep, and the keeper was rooted for that particular effort. And when you then go Sina Manuel on the other side, beating goalkeeper at the near pole to get to the insurance goal, and that's why the scoreline reads 2-0. It was a penalty and a very well taken ball by Sina Manuel.
I'm not surprised with the scoreline, Gloria, because since from first half, Mozambique, they've been asking questions after questions. A lot of missed chances. So that's why now we see the score is 2-0.
Well, just the semi-final on Friday. It is South Africa up against Zimbabwe. There's no debate about that particular fixture. So do come and show your support for Banyana Banyana, as Zimbabwe are the only team in this tournament that are yet to concede. And they qualified as the second best team in the group. That would be a repeat. So you're looking at Zimbabwe, who was contesting Group B with Eswatini, Zambia and Botswana. Zambia finishing in pole position, Zimbabwe second. South Africa in Group A with Lesotho, Angola and Malawi. South Africa finishing in pole position. So Group C is still waiting on the jury to make the call.
The game between South Africa and Zimbabwe is a game to watch. I remember in 2017 when they were leading us 3-0. I was part of the team, that's why I'm saying us. They were leading us 3-0. But last 15 minutes, we managed to score 3 goals, then we equalized, then we won on penalties, then we won COSAFA. So same as Madagascar, we are in the last 15 minutes. They can still score the 2 goals.
Well, anything is possible. I mean, a goal makes a huge difference, and we've seen what they can do with the ball, what they can do without the ball. Today is just not their day, and I normally prefer that these bad days are, you know, maybe early in the group, but unfortunately for Madagascar, Namibia and Mozambique, with them being 3 in the group. I mean, Rhoda, you're looking at every coach that comes into the tournament, their first game, it's important to win. It kind of gives you comfort to navigate who you want to play. Your second game is the insurance one, of course, and the third game is normally where you can really give the players a run, those that were not part of match day 1 and or the second game in your respective group. So for Madagascar and Namibia, as well as Mozambique, they don't have that luxury because it's only 3 teams in that particular group. So every game they have to have a very good showing.
Yes, that's true. Maybe sometimes it's better when you are going to your last game under pressure than having advantage.
Well, he has a beautiful ball that is being played back, and instead of playing it straight across the face of goal and maybe in front of the defense, it goes all the way back. Here's Mozambique with another opportunity to send the ball forward. Seeing that structure from Mozambique, they are now inviting trouble. Here's Sylvia inside the box. Player for Madagascar. Keepers out. Can they punish? And the last touch coming off Madagascar. Dangerous play by Mozambique?
It's a dangerous play from Mozambique. I think what Mozambique needs to do now is just to slow the pace after winning each and every ball, and also keep position in safe areas, and then also try to make Madagascar chase and tire themselves, because now they are inviting them.
Well, Madagascar, with the changes that they made, have really worked for them. Bringing on Alissa Franca and Priska Mari, that has made a huge difference. And the coach just giving Sylvia the freedom and the license to impose a stature up front. Here's Sylvia nibbling at the ankle. It's a lot better. They're fighting for the second ball. They're trying to make something of it. They've got about 10 minutes. So as it stands, Namibia will be in pole position. Could that be a lifeline? And probably on a head-to-head, due to the fact that Namibia beat Mozambique, they would then maybe take pole position. And it is Mozambique as well, who are currently on a 0 goal difference. Namibia on a +1. Madagascar will be on a -1. +1 and 0 for Mozambique and -1. So Mozambique, if they don't allow Madagascar to score, it will be Namibia that play Zambia. South Africa's confirmed Rhoda to play Zimbabwe. That can't change.
And then as it stands,
Namibia will play Zambia.
Yeah,
It's a tough semi-final. It's a tough semi-final. And to be fair, Zimbabwe has really looked quite menacing. You had an opportunity to see them play a final game yesterday, winning it by 1-0, and they had to wait as far, I think, it had about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere there, to get that elusive goal. And it had to take the experience of Rutendo Makore to get onto the score sheet.
And they haven't conceded a goal since the starting of the tournament.
But what does that tell you? The discipline that they have. So here's Madagascar giving chase, available for the support. They need that supply line in the middle of the park, on the edge of the box. Ball laid back. Here's Madagascar. And Mozambique, solid. Idoxi. That's easy for the goalkeeper. Very, very easy for the goalkeeper. While endless fury of Zambia will be watching very closely. They were also put under the knife by Eswatini, who scored first in that final match. Then they brought on the bomb squad.
Yeah.
They brought on the bomb squad, who fought gallantly to get a 100% record and get them over the line. So 7 minutes to go to the 90.
If I'm Mozambique coach, maybe I'll change the formation for me to get that one goal. Play 3-3-4. Even if you can have 4 strikers up front, you need that goal. You are left with 7 minutes.
Yeah, they still can fight for it too. If they get the 3rd goal, they will go through.
Yes.
They do need more goals. That is Mozambique. Keeper comes very quickly.
And since the subs of Mozambique, it seems like the tempo has dropped down.
Well, they brought on defense-minded players, and what they are doing is to come in and defend when you do need one of those players in the outlet and maybe put an attack. They do say the best form of defense is attack. Player goes down on the edge of the box, and the referee doesn't look interested at all Sina Manuel, the goal scorer.
Now you're finding some Sina Manuel deep in the
opposition half. Yeah, when you want to be the player up front, but it has been one of those matches that are asking more of the players, as Matsie in the midfield was flat on the ground, and that's the reason how she got injured. Matsie, Madagascar with the last throw of the dice, making the changes, bringing on the experienced Raina, Veronique. Well, Veronique will come on for Jenny. And she does have quite a good shot on her. That's Veronique. Proving to be very difficult to pronounce the names of the Malagasies. You'll find within the names, as they carry mother, father, his name in there. That's why it's really quite long. And you just look for the shorter name to make it a lot easier. Here's Mozambique. Ball delivered, keeper spotted off a line, and that is another opportunity. We had the woodwork on both sides, and that is another one. So 2 for Mozambique, and that denying them that third goal that they need. Have a look at it again. Ball coming from the left-hand side, and Alfonso dipped, but not quick enough. You've got to give credit also to the goalkeeper who followed that.
Yeah, if you can look the cross from Mozambique there, as I said, they are now sitting too deep, and they just need that one goal. Imagine if you have enough numbers in the box. I'm sure you are guaranteed to pull one back, because now you have nothing to lose.
True. Yes. You can go, but the disappointment right now, Rhoda, is the fact that for Mozambique, who win this game, only to be told you're going home tomorrow. That's painful.
Very painful.
And so Janeiro's ball earlier on, keeper watching that, and saved by the upright. Here's Madagascar. Can they play it sweetly? They needed a draw. Even if they can pull one back, it won't make much of a difference. There's Madagascar.
Same as Mozambique. Push everyone up, even if you can leave 2 defenders at the base. Because even if Madagascar can score now, it's still the same. You're still not going to qualify. But there are chances of you pushing all the players up front, then you get a goal, and then you qualify.
No,
it's 3-0.
It will be, at the moment, Namibia's got a +1. And you have Mozambique on a 0. And then you have Madagascar. Is it on a -1? There we go, -1. So if Madagascar's got to score one, it would give them, yes, a good deflection. Wow. You know, this goalkeeper, if Madagascar could continue the tournament, I have no doubt in my mind that she could have been given that golden glove. Wow. Oh, she's fantastic. She's really fantastic. Compliments her positioning. Yes, she's not the tallest of goalkeepers, but her reading of the game, her reflexes are really second to none. So throw in. Namibia are on the edge of their seats.
I'm sure wherever they are now, they're praying.
And I think even if I was in their shoes, I'd be behaving in the same manner, jumping for joy and rooting for Mozambique, or for the scoreline to remain as is, and hoping that the referee doesn't give too much of extra time. In the crowd, there are some anxious supporters. Could not believe the fact that Madagascar needing just a draw, they find themselves 2 goals down. Good take. So it's 6 minutes. That's a long time for Mozambique, but enough time for Madagascar to get the 3, to get or put up a fight. Here's Masihe. Sina Manuel, picked up by their captain, that's Njara. Madagascar with Alice. Out to the left is Veronique. Alice on the ball. Available in the middle is Titi. Edoxy pushing up, showing some sort of skill. Switching play to the right. Here's Njara. Wasted ball, looking to send a diagonal ball. Sina Manuel looking to get the ball to a favored left foot. Sylvia. Sylvia tries a little too much. Went through the one defender. Looked for the second one. Masihe. Is Sina Manuel. Madagascar on the right-hand side. Sylvia. Ball out, and a goal kick it is. Played short by the goalkeeper. 2 minutes of the 6 minutes already played. Mozambique calling for it is Sheila.
You know, Gloria, as it stands, I can't even move the goalkeeper forward. We just need that goal, and they are only left with 2 minutes. You have nothing to lose. Even if Madagascar can score now, you are out still. But to be on the safe side, just move everyone forward.
Yeah,
you can't sit.
You could, just to give them more numbers.
Yeah.
So we look at the penalty taken, the challenge that comes from Silva from behind. And pushing up the goalkeeper will really put pressure on the defending team. So for Diana, she could be one of those goalkeepers that can save the day. Player struggling to stay on her feet, but eventually gets the flag to give the free kick to Madagascar. Chinjo looking for the return ball. So it's a free kick, and this time they've given it to the experienced player in Veronique. Goalkeeper asking for 2 players to be in that wall just to narrow that angle. And Veronique has got 5 players, 1 on the edge of the box. It looks like Edoxy, she's pushed up. Aina as well is staying by to look for Sina Manuel, the bounce of the ball, not to trouble the goalkeeper. Picked up by Veronique. Sylvia taken out of the equation, and that is a strong challenge by Ngale. Do we get to see a yellow card? So Ngale brought down Sylvia, and she gets a yellow card. Aurora Ngale. It will be interesting to see how many yellow cards does each country have in this tournament, as we have a look at the earlier opportunity. Gove there being taken out of the equation by Veronique, showing her strength. About 1.5 minutes to go to the 90. Rhoda, just your summary of Group C. When you're looking at Group C and you take Namibia, you take Mozambique, and you take Madagascar. If you were really to look at this side and say what differently could they have done, and that would have given them that insurance, I'm sure you'll just give your commentary after the set piece.
With Madagascar, with them coming in the game with an advantage of you are left with one game, you just need a draw. When you come to the field, don't bring that mentality of we just need a draw, because football will surprise you. And also, let's applaud Mozambique. They knew most of the people they've written them off, but today they showed character. They showed that we just needed that 3 goals to score, but as it stands, they're leading by 2-0. And for Namibia, it's also a learning curve for them. That yeah, when you win first game, you don't stop, you continue winning, because next time you won't get that luck.
I think also for Namibia, you got to look at a number of players who this could be their last COSAFA. Abundance of experience, led by Amutuku, and you also got one of their star players in the side. She too is one of the go-to players, and she's been given the lifeline of hopefully taking Namibia to where they belong. You're looking at Zanata Coleman, Nampula Awendo, player who's been cooled off. It looks like Sina Manuel. She's doing it all, Sina Manuel. Referee could blow this whistle any minute now. So definitely for Namibia, you'd want players like Angula Stera as well as Lavisa to take this opportunity if they do. If the scoreline does remain as is, because they will be the team that is up against Zambia, and you'll want them to fight tooth and nail, put their best foot forward. There's the semi-final on Friday, which is South Africa and Zimbabwe. Ball in, keeper gets a touch, goes out for a goal kick. That could be the last touch, or is it a corner? The semi-final will be played at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. That is South Africa and Zimbabwe. Keeper goes out, gets a hand to it. Some frantic stuff towards the end of this particular match. So Madagascar, whose goalkeeper is still on the ground, looking for treatment. This is where Mozambique can make it count. Can they break the hearts of Namibia? If they score this one, it will be 3, and that will take them over the line. Here's the first moment, the infringement, resulting in the penalty that was taken, a very well taken penalty to give Mozambique 1-0. And that was when the cracks started opening up. Sina Manuel then placed the goalkeeper at full stretch, making it 2-0. And the celebrations started for Mozambique. And then this is the last action where the goalkeeper's gone down. And it's an opportunity for Mozambique to get the third goal. Ball in the box, keeper gets a touch to it, and the referee brings an end to the 90 minutes. One that has different emotions. Even though Mozambique gave a good account of themselves, get the 3 points, they will not qualify. It is Namibia that qualifies for Group C. Madagascar, no, they should have done better and could have done better. All they needed was a draw, and it wasn't to be. Well, that's how it ends here at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. The curtain falls down on the group stages, and we do welcome the knockout phases, as we do say 2-0 in favor of Madagascar. The possession, the stats tell you that it was pretty tight day at the office. 7 shots apiece and 8 fouls apiece. It was very, very difficult to call this particular match, but ultimately it's a scoreline on the top of your screen that matters. That says Mozambique 2, Madagascar no, and that's the confirmation of the team that qualify. Namibia with 3 points on a +1, Mozambique 0 points with 3, Madagascar -1, but also with 3 points. Our player of the match is Miss Gove, jersey number 10, and deserving of that. Diolinda Gove, the player of the match. From myself and the team at the old Peter Mokaba, we bid you good afternoon and a pleasant evening.